Hello, what's up guys? How you doing? It is Lasty here. Welcome to Sunday, welcome to Random Pick Day. Would you believe another Sunday has come around already? I do hope you guys are relaxing, chilling out, having a lovely day off. And if you are working, well, I hope you get a time to relax at some point. But most importantly, enjoy your Sunday. Now, what we're going to do with a Random Pick today is a buy it now between 100k and 200k. So I could potentially get regular items or I could get special items. And on page number 3, for the first one I wanted to choose today, it was either between that 89 Handanovic or the 86 Mane, and I'm like, okay, well, I've got to pick the outfield player, right? So I've gone with FUT Birthday Mane, who's a central item, and he's worse than his player of the month, but I want to test him out. So I'm going to go for him, and then it's going to be a second FUT Birthday item here on page number 6. I pretty much only got half a page there, because the rest of them are companies, which I wasn't really interested in, and I'm going to go for the central Draxler as well. Another position change. Of course, that's what the FUT Birthdays were all about. And hey, why not make it 3 out of 3 for FUT Birthday, right? You're probably wondering, which one am I going to go for? Well, it's actually one we're hovering over right now. We're going to go for Checo Koyate because he's someone that I've used a fair bit of, but I haven't used him in like a random pick or anything, and I'll be interested to see how we can make a team work with these 3 FUT Birthday players. So guys, do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button if you are enjoying the video, and of course, don't forget to subscribe to the channel if you're new. And this right here is going to be the formation and positions that we're going to be playing our guys. So, 4-3-2-1. Right centre back for Koyate, central centre mid, sometimes pushing up to cam if I do like switch it in game or anything. But the one thing that will stay constant is that Mane will be a striker. And then the rest of the squad is actually quite nice. We managed to get only like 3 leagues in there, but a whole bunch of nations, and it just generally looks like a pretty solid team. So I thought I would go with it today. Lloris in goal with 2 very good fullbacks. So we've got the Inform Aurier, who is someone that is a complete tank, and I really like the stat upgrade on him, and then also the upgraded version of Jordi Alba, someone that I've also enjoyed quite a lot this year for his pace and ability to get up and down the wing. Featuring at centre-back today alongside Koyate, we have Umtiti, 83 rated. I hope he gets a team of the season this year. Does he deserve one? If he does, he'll be unreal. But our first random pick player is Koyate, of course. 83 pace, 70 dribbling, which is something that people overlook a little bit on defenders, centre-backs. That means he can actually dribble out of situations quite well. 80 defending and 90 physical. That's right, 90 physical. He's a big old beast. And then in the centre of midfield, for the 2 sort of wider centre mids, we have Idrissa Gueye and also upgraded Rabiot, or Rabiot, however you say that guy's name, who links to Julian Draxler. This is his FUT Birthday item. Same rating and similar stats to his FUTmas item, but this is of course a central player. With 4-star skill, with 5-star weak foot, the 6'2" midfielder has got some pretty decent stats, and I'm hoping for some decent things from him. And then up front, I thought, you know what, I'm going to go all out. I'll bring in 2 92 rated players. We've got my Player of the Month Mo Salah, or second Player of the Month Mo Salah, to link to Mane. And then, of course, I've got Neymar completing a PSG trio for chemistry reasons. But Sadio Mane, our third and final random pick player here today. 86 rated with 94 pace, 87 dribbling, and 83 shooting. So I think with the 4-star skill moves and the high medium work rates, he could actually be a real good striker. I don't see why not, right? So he is going to work in the squad. Like, and I've used his 87 a whole bunch. I've got his player of the month that he got right at the start of the game, and I love it. You know, it's been pretty immense for me all year. So I'm hoping this one, even though the stats aren't quite as good, will still keep me up to scratch. So that was the plan anyway. I've got to say, I was actually really kind of disappointed with Mane in this squad, which is weird. I didn't think I would be at all. Like, a position change to a central item, his stats aren't really any different to what the 87 are, you know, in the grand scheme of things. So I found it a bit odd that I was slightly disappointed by him and that he didn't necessarily get as involved as I wanted him to. So full disclosure, sometimes I change my formation to a 4-1-2-1-2 or something like that. And I think, actually, I've been changing it to 4-2-3-1 quite often. So, actually, Mane was still like the sole lone striker. And then what I basically did was keep Neymar and Salah out wide. And that leads Draxler to being a cam. So, slightly further forward than he was before. More his, like, dominant role, what I would say he's best played in with that card that he's got. So when doing that, yeah, Draxler gets a little bit more involved, and he did all right. But I really find that Sadio Mane actually has this, like, insane ability to be really good at FIFA when he is dragging defenders out wide, when he's playing out wide and then cutting inside and then cutting across the defenders and shooting that way. When he's a bit central, like this particular version didn't feel necessarily strong or anything like that. It was really weird. Like, I didn't expect I'd pick a player like Mane because I'm thinking, yeah, he's going to get a good random pick rating. I'm going to score loads of goals. It's going to make it easy and it's going to be fun. And I was just disappointed. I was let down. So I don't know about you guys, but have any of you used the FUT Birthday Mane? If you have, what do you think about him? I want to know down below. But he was completely and utterly outshone by the likes of Neymar and especially Mo Salah. And a little bit of Draxler as well. Because when Draxler gets forward, for some reason, I've just not got on with him this year either. So this was like, give me a chance to see if the central version of you is better. And it is. The long shots and stuff were still garbage for me. I hit loads and loads of shots over the bar, but he seemed to be in the right position inside the box. Just from movement, quick passes, 1-2s and stuff, to like tap it home or low driven it past the goalkeeper and stuff like that. So yeah, for some reason, Draxler has gone from, in previous FIFAs, being one of the craziest long shots and just overpowered players that you can get, to someone that I don't necessarily rely on anymore, especially for long shots. But get it to him in the box and he feels like a completely different animal. And I've got to say, fairly or somewhat impressed me and brought me back a little bit to that little bit of love for Draxler, because I don't like him out on the left. He's not quick enough to be a winger on FUT anyway. You know, like real life, yeah, he might be great. I'm not too sure, but on FUT, he should be central, because that's what works. You know, you can't have like 80 pace at left wing and be considered crazy good on FIFA. It just doesn't really work like that, and that's what let me down with the Christmas version, the FUTmas version. And then at the back, I've got no complaints really about Checo Koyate. He is actually one of the finer defenders on this game, in my opinion. He for some reason just does it. He may have a low defensive stat, and I probably mentioned this in my best ever squad, because he features in that. He's actually my centre-back in my best team, alongside the likes of 96 Ronaldo, Ronaldinho, Prime Rio and stuff like that. Koyate features, which is a bit odd, but I really like him. You know, he just feels strong. He feels like his standing tackles are good, which are the ones which I know I make the tackle, but he needs to be in the right spot to do it. I feel like the more manual tackles are the slide tackles, and that's where he's got a slightly lower stat. So as long as I time them right, he seems to be pretty good at them. And I do a lot of standing tackles anyway. I'm not a huge slider on this game. So yeah, the low defensive stat for him doesn't necessarily make much difference to me. But we're now back to the team, and forgive me, I accidentally sold Mane before doing the end bit. Luckily, I noticed and kept Draxler and stuff like that. So yeah, forgive me. You missed the goal to game, but I think all the goals that he scored were actually in the video, and it wasn't as many as we actually played games. And actually, he scored a couple of penalties as well, so it wasn't a hugely successful run for Mane today, as you can probably imagine from what I've just said about him. But Koyate at the back, I'm going to give him a 5-star value for money. This defender, I paid 62, and I was happy with that. He's like half that now. Generally, you can get him for like 30-something thousand coins, and I think that's a complete steal. 8.5 out of 10, because yeah, there are better defenders than him. You know, Prime Rio, I imagine Maldini, Team of the Year Ramos, all of that stuff. So there's a little bit of a ceiling for him to get up to, but this is a very good version and I like him a lot. No real complaints about the midfield. Idrissa Gueye works very hard. Rabiot works very hard as well. And we didn't really talk about the defense, but again, I loved it. All four of them worked really, really well. Draxler for me today is going to get a 4-star value for money and an 8 out of 10. So that's not an amazing rating, but it's above average, because I think he did play above average for us today. much better in the central role than he is out on the wide. So if you do have a wide version, perhaps think about changing him to central in-game, and I think you'll get a lot more out of him. And then a little bit like I mentioned earlier, the 92s up front, so Salah and Neymar, both of them completely and utterly outshone this striker of ours. So that was a bit disappointing. Maybe I should notice that. You know, they're both 92 rated and Salah's only and Mane's only 86. So maybe I should have played some slightly lower rated players to hopefully make Mane stand out. If so, that's my bad. But a 3.5-star value for money and a 7 out of 10 for Mane. I think he's still usable, right? You know, I'm sure if I used him again and again and again and again, that I would get kind of used to him, or I'd figure out a best spot for him to be. But for now, I prefer my 87 rated one that's out on the wing. I just think it's better. So there you go, guys. That is the random pick for today. Yeah, I guess a little bit more negative on a couple of those players than we normally are. Normally it's all positive and lovely, but I have had fun making this video, and I did enjoy the squad, which is the most important thing. If you guys go out and build a version like this, if you use the best informed Salah right now, it's about 1 million coins. So it's like a 1 million coin squad with most of that coinage spent on the front three, which is obviously what you guys want to do. It's the most fun, right? So do me a favour, hit that thumbs up button if you have enjoyed. Don't forget to sub to the channel if you're new. Have a great Sunday, most importantly, and I'll catch you guys next time. Peace.